Welcome to Waterbox Live. Make sure to like, share, and hit subscribe on your stream today.
We're coming at you live on Facebook and YouTube every Wednesday, 6 p.m. We got a great show for you today, Jess.
Yes, so today we're actually talking about the 20 Cube, which is one of our most popular models and probably one of the most asked about as well. So we're going to show some different ways that you can set up a 20 Cube. We have lots of examples going on. So.
And something interesting too is that we did a cube build a long time ago. Not sure I want you to look at it because it's pretty rough, but it's one of our top viewed videos, so we figured we'd kind of touch on it again.
Yeah, that's one of the originals. So we're kind of revisiting the 20 Cube. We see that that's a lot of what people get into the hobby. They start with is the 20 Cube because it includes everything that you need to get going. With the Plus Edition, everything you've got lighting.
Yeah.
We give you all the the stuff to get started. So I think we actually have the 20 Cube to go over on the website. Yeah.
Yeah. So we're going to run through you guys through a couple of these features on the 20 Cube first. 20-gallon aquarium, super popular.
Yes.
It's great for a lot of things.
So the 20 Cube is a great starting size. Kind of, you can, fresh or salt. It goes both ways with this one, and it is considered like a plug-and-play all-in-one because the filtration's built into the back. It includes everything kind of to get it running power-wise. But of course, so like every water box, it's got the Starfire glass on all sides. You've got the back glass, and so it's not like acrylic. You can scrape it. It's easy to clean. So all of it's glass.
Yes. All glass back overflow, so it's just really easy to clean, and hence the all-in-one. We include a lot of that stuff in the back chamber, so you don't need a sump.
Yeah, so you get your return pump, you get your filter sponges, some of like the carbon media bio balls, all the stuff that you need to technically you can fill with water, turn it on, and your system is running. And with the Plus Edition, which we offer for that, gives you your lighting. And you get to choose fresh or salt, and that has your the Aqua Illumination Prime light, and then the Flex Arm, and that gives you all the lighting that you would need to do a reef tank, planted aquarium, whatever you want. And you can even do fish only with it. It just gives you all that functionality and change of colors, spectrum, and stuff, and you're good to go when you've got your light.
So on that last shot, we did show it shows the Prime 16 HD, which is the saltwater version, but we do also offer it in the freshwater as well. So if you want to set up a planted tank or just a fish tank, we got that for you. We have a lot of customer photos, Jess, that we want to show these guys, because we have the Facebook group that is very active with Waterbox owners. So
if you're ever looking for inspiration and ideas of the size of Waterbox to get, what to do with the size that you have, it's great information for types of coral people keep that love to give advice. And also like what equipment and stuff they're running. So we pulled quite a few of our user group of 20 cubes to show you just how many different ways you can actually do the Cube 20.
The shot right here is really cool too, because it shows you guys this is also a great desktop aquarium. So if you have something sturdy to put on it, you can put it right next to your computer and your kitchen, things like that.
The Cube battle. So we've referenced this one a lot lately, actually, but this was the three-way Cube battle that we did, I don't know,
sometime last year. At least 6 months ago. It might have been 9, believe it or not.
It's been a while. So we each had a 20 Cube. We did our own kind of setup with it, and you can see we have 3 very different styles. Yeah.
So you can see mine there on the right. I just went with like a simple kind of reef setup, relatively easy to keep corals. Then you got Jess. She went all NPS, which is non-photosynthetic corals.
The most difficult way
you can go with it. Yes, the most difficult. She was also the winner, so it's all good. And then you got Dean's there on the left, which he went with kind of like an alien-themed, all green corals. So this is just kind of a cool, example of what you can do, different kind of reef setups.
It was really neat because we got to go show from like start to finish the 3 different ways, set up equipment, because we all used a little bit different equipment and had different needs for it, from simple tank to something a little bit harder like the NPS one, where I had to run a skimmer and do more maintenance and stuff on it.
And we did put a link to this playlist, the Cube Battle playlist, in the description. So if you want to check that out after the stream, it is down there for you to do that.
Not gonna lie, it was a good series. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, we did a lot of heckling.
Yes, it was pretty awesome. So do check it out.
Relatively aggressive.
Well, part of it was relatively aggressive. Yours was. Yeah. Rich got
Yeah,
to his inner, I don't know what happened, but
it's just a weird persona I took on for the show.
It
was a lot of fun.
So, but we have, so we're kind of getting showed some of the different types of cubes. Now this one here, this is from Out in Jaelong, and you can see here, this is a lot of SBS corals mixed with LPS and a little bit of star polyps and stuff. I mean, this thing is like maxed
Loaded.
out to the brim. You can see he's got a protein skimmer, looks like some kind of media reactor. So because of the heavy load of corals and the more demanding corals, like some of the SPS and bird's nests and stuff, you'll see he's probably going to run more equipment, have a higher maintenance needed on this system as well.
And look at that light above that thing, Jess. He's got an XR30 over that 20-gallon tank. So this dude's going hardcore, man. This is a pretty professional kind of setup, especially in a 20-gallon. So not everyone's going to go with this difficult of a 20-gallon, but it is an example of like what you can do in a 20-gallon aquarium.
A lot of times people will say, in a small tank like that, something like 20, you can't really do a high-end aquarium, but you definitely can. I mean, look at this one here. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Beautiful.
This one we have Exxon, and you can see this is a nice mixed reef. I can see everything from softies to, looks like he's got a couple acros starting at the top. Just a lot of variety showing in that one.
There's definitely no glass on that tank at all.
Yeah.
The reason I say that is because the Starfire glass, when it's clean, is so clear. It really looks like everything's just kind of floating.
Yeah, you're really only looking at what's inside the aquarium. The tank itself is just barely can tell it's there. It's just so clean. And this is from Shane Edel, and he's a really big active one in our group here, and we've kind of seen his tank grow along the way. So,
I love his tank.
And
it's awesome.
It is bare bottom, and he has kept it so clean. There's not a speck of coralline or algae or any kind of corals or anything on the bottom. It's just very clean. It looks floating because everything is dark around it.
Right.
And then you just have these bright corals on the rock, and he's got mostly a softy LPS with a couple. I see like a digitata in there for an SBS, but I mean, that is a stunning.
That's an awesome tank. So again, you guys just joining us, we're taking a look at some of the 20-gallon cubes that are from our Facebook group. So if you hop on over to Facebook, make sure you join that group. You can see a whole bunch of our customers' tanks.
Yeah. So we got to love on the freshwater side. So this is Bob Herndon, and he's got his Cube 20 as a freshwater planted. And like I said, the Prime Light that we offer with the Plus Edition, the Freshwater Prime, is perfect for growing plants. So you can definitely do a planted freshwater tank in a 20. And I like that the depth of this makes it look much bigger than a 20-gallon with all the plants up towards the back. So a beautiful freshwater system here. Yeah,
and they're such polar opposite kind of setups. But I love both of them. I mean, the saltwater is awesome, but I love the natural colors and everything that comes along with the freshwater.
And there's another freshwater from Kelly. She's got some nice big plants in the back, but once again, it just, the way you can kind of like put the depth into the tanks with the freshwater planted makes them look so much bigger.
Yep.
We have Terry here, Terry Embum, and this is her 20. And she's got her clowns in there. She's got some of the soft corals mostly in here. You can see she's using that black sand. It gives it a real kind of different look to it, and it makes the corals pop nicely when you use that black sand too.
That looks like she's running a skimmer on there too, which is a good option.
Yeah, so she's got a skimmer and a little hang on the thing, I think probably for refugium. Then you got Lawrence here. Looks at this one. I know he's just recently kind of got it started, and he's got his anemones in there and his clownfish. Going to be a great start to a beautiful cube.
Yep.
Got Chris. I like his little island kind of like pillar look to this one. And he's got a little bit, mostly softies and LPS corals in there, but I like the way that he uses the rock just centered in the middle. It's got a really unique look to it.
Yeah, one of the things that is cool about these water boxes is how every single one is completely different.
Yeah.
The tank is the same, but every customer, when they set their tank up, they all look, they're totally different. Different corals, different aquascape. I mean, you can totally make it your own.
Any reason to use that shelf with the plugs instead of actually put them on the rocks?
So you can start asking about the rack on to the side, and the frag rack basically, I mean, when you have a small tank, sometimes you go and buy corals at the store and you don't know exactly where you want to place them, or if you are fragging some of them, you need to put them off the rock. And like if they're on the little plugs, sometimes you got to break the plug and glue them into a certain spot on the rock. So it's kind of like a holding place for corals.
Yeah. It's like instead of setting up a frag tank, you can kind of just have it sitting there on the side of your aquarium.
This is Nick's tank here, and I see a lot of beautiful hammers and frog spawns and acans and stuff. So that's my kind of tank right there, but it is looking beautiful, lots and lots of nice color. Beautiful. Got a couple shout outs and stuff. So take a break, get some shout outs.
We gotta do the shout outs. On YouTube, I got more weird names I can't read. You know, like Fission Tank Ticks. He says, all right, we got Louie with us, fellow reefer, Chevy Fish, Jim. Lots of people joining us here on YouTube. Who we got on Facebook?
So we got over here, we got Douglas. He says hello from Jamestown, Ohio. Taylor King is from Sydney, Australia, saving up for his first water box. So that's awesome. Owen Christian, Reef Stash, love the nanos. And then Douglas said bought a Cube 20, planning freshwater planted. So he just ordered a 60.3. So
love it.
There you go. So lots of people included in. Everyone
loves it. If you guys
loves
have questions, put them below, because we are watching these comments live. I don't always read every single one, but I don't always say every single one.
Yeah. Some of them you just can't.
Some of them I just filter out. So that's the brutal truth.
So another part of cubes is kind of like what fish go well in them, because they are somewhat limiting on the fish selection just because of their size. You can't go, necessarily with the tangs and larger angels and stuff like that. So we have picked just a couple sample good fish to start. So start with saltwater.
My favorite, the clownfish.
Everyone knows the clownfish. This is like the staple of the industry.
Specifically captive bred clownfish from like ORA and stuff like that. Those are my favorite. Very sustainable. They can grow a lot of them.
And you can get so many different patterns and colors now with clownfish. It's not just your Nemo style, which is orange and white. They come in every kind of pattern and stuff now.
So it's a great choice, especially for a beginner.
Yep. Firefish. Another common one. These come in like pink, purple. You can get a little bit even fancier than that, but pink and purple tend to be your most common one. These do tend to jump, so we do suggest getting some kind of lid if you're going to keep them in a cube.
D&D jump guard is what we suggest if you guys want to put a lid over your tank. So you can do a Google search for those.
Super easy. BANGGAI cardinalfish. I like these guys. They're kind of funny looking. They're not super colorful, but they have these big old eyeballs and they kind of stay suspended in the water column. So I think they're adorable.
I love how the stripe like runs through their eye. It's like kind of like runs. I don't know. It's pretty neat.
Yeah, they have a lot.
And these are very commonly cultured, right?
Yes. So they are. Majority they are now aquacultured because of their population in the wild was kind of hindered a bit. So I don't know if that's changed, but I know a few years ago it was mostly aquacultured. I guess Keenan's laughing at me. So get yours aquacultured. This one is my personal favorite. It's it's a goby and pistol shrimp pair. And these guys are pretty cool. The pistol shrimp digs the burrows, and the goby kind of protects the pistol shrimp. And they're like they kind of like always stay together and kind of have like a relationship.
Yeah,
so
like
they're really fun. Yeah, they're really fun to watch. Royal GRAMMA.
One of my favorites too. Slightly aggressive, right?
They're a little bit aggressive, but they're super, super pretty.
I used to have one of those for a really long time. I think probably like 7 years. I got really big. So pretty cool fish. I love the colors.
Yeah. And a little TAILSPOT BLENNY. These are one of the ones that I've always loved that I don't think they get enough attention. They have a great little personality and they just kind of hop around the rocks and they're just adorable. So,
Fish can be adorable.
They are adorable, especially the little ones. So nano fish are awesome.
We don't suggest petting them, however.
I don't know. I've had fish I can pet. They like to be pet.
Well, that's true. We did have the big puffers in Eel Island that they were large enough that you don't squash them if you pet them.
Yeah, I've had tangs that actually like to come up and get pet in the water and stuff like that. So if you train them, you can actually pet your fish. There you go.
There you go.
All right, and for freshwater.
Just dropping more knowledge. Pet your fish.
Train your fish to be pet. And of course, freshwater fish, there's certain ones that, are better for smaller environments. So we picked a couple of those. Maybe. Okay.
They're there somewhere. Neon Tetra.
Yeah, so these are beautiful. They do well in groups. So even like a 20 cube with a school of these kind of as your main focus would be beautiful. Seen some really big tanks full of these that are absolutely stunning.
That's what I love with this specific fish is when they're schooling. They look so cool with the green plants. Everything just meshes really well.
Yep. This is my favorite, the powder blue dwarf gourami. My favorite color is blue, so it kind of works. And there's really, really beautiful metallic. Dwarf gouramis are the only type of gourami that would go well in a 20 cube, so you couldn't get the full-size gouramis. And they come in like red, blues, and a couple different colors.
Rainbow fish. I love these. There's something about the fish that are like just like this metallic silver. I really like those, and that's why I like this one so much.
Yeah, they come in a lot of color varieties too.
Yeah.
And swordtails. So these are a pretty common one. These swordtails, platies, things like that, you'll see pretty common. Really hardy, lots of different color variations. Swordtails I like particularly because the males do have that extended tail, and the females aren't as colorful, but they do well in pairs and groups. Boom.
That's that. We got Christian here with us, just got a Cube 20 in his mail yesterday, filled it up, and he says the glass is so clear. So he noticed that Starfire glass right off the bat.
Very nice, very nice.
So that's good stuff. Actually, Lila says she's got 2 clowns, a bubble tip anemone, and a royal GRAMMA, and her 20 cube water box.
Oh, that's actually a perfect combination.
So we got 20 cube water box owners right here with us.
It is definitely the most common size. It's the one I think that most people, when they want to get into saltwater, ask about and feel comfortable getting into. It's a comfortable size. The price point is very reasonable to get into on, either fresh or salt. So we see it to be just the most commonly asked about size, pretty much.
Yeah, I believe with the cabinet, if you decide to go with a cabinet, we have the cabinet, the tank, and the light. I think retails for just over $500.
Yeah, something like that, and with the tank and the light, and then
with the lighting
the cabinet. Your cabinet's separate, but
the tank itself is $199.
Yeah, so very reasonable. It's got your pump and all your equipment and stuff like that. And also talking kind of like equipment for a cube, like you really don't need to get that much additional equipment for a Cube 20. Like if you're going really high end on the corals, you may need to get a little bit more into reactors and top off and stuff. But a general running cube, I mean, you're looking at, as it comes with the pump, filter stock and the media, and then you need your light, so like that's a plus addition. And beyond that, heater is like the only necessity.
Right.
If you're going to do a little bit more fish or stuff, you want to keep your water quality a little bit better, you know, you're talking maybe a protein skimmer, auto top off if you really want to get a little bit more automated. But it really can be just as you get it with a light and basically plop in a heater and you're good to go. It's very, very simple. And you can make it more complicated, but it doesn't need to be for that size.
Right. Love it.
Yeah.
Keenan, are we talking about a new product or no? Because I didn't see anything on it. All right, you guys have to wait for that. You'll see that next week. It's on the list. So anyways, guys, we do have some new things coming. You'll see that next week. You probably already saw it on social media. So keep an eye out for that.
I can't believe you just dropped that and then took it back.
Well, it's already public.
Is that on the website, Marcia?
The cabinets.
The cabinets.
Oh, I don't have it on the list, but you can if you want.
No, that's all right. We'll talk about it next week. We have some new products that are coming there specifically to the cabinets. So check out our Instagram page. You can get the details on that.
Okay.
All right, we can go back to the normally scheduled programming.
Everyone else is confused. All right. Got some questions on YouTube?
All right, what do we got? Let's see. Louis B says he's looking to buy the Waterbox 220.6 non-HD for now. I'd like to know if I could get that size tank with only one AI 32. You can, but you'll need to buy the light separately, which you can do right on our website.
Yeah, so you can buy the system as is, not the plus edition, and then just add into in the equipment area just whatever lighting and arms and stuff that you would need.
Yep.
And I actually have Theodore says, how high off the water is recommended height for the Prime 16 HD? Will be mainly an LPS and softy tank. So we do the plus editions with a 12-inch light arm. So once you put it on there, it kind of just centers right above, probably right at 8, 10 inches, somewhere around there. There isn't too far you could really change it with the 12-inch arm on that one. Evan says, now I'm confused. We all, don't worry.
Me and Jess are feeling the same way right now, Evan. It's all good. It's a little warm in here.
It actually is. I'm going to turn the AC on. And another one is, we get a lot of questions like general maintenance of a 20 cube.
Yeah.
So, you know, what do we kind of recommend? Because a lot of times people get into it or they hear and they say the smaller the tank, the harder it is. And in a way that's true because you can have a lot more fluctuations and changes in a small tank. And if you don't stock it properly, you can easily overstock and overload the tank. But I would say for a 20 cube, you know, if you can do a couple gallons once a week, it's going to be better than holding off for like every 2 weeks and do a bigger water change. You know, change your filter stock once or twice a week, just like with a bigger system. Change your media once a month. The maintenance itself doesn't change. You just have to be a little bit more careful of overfeeding, overstocking, you know, those kind of things, because it is a smaller volume of water, and just don't go crazy stocking too many fish in there.
Right. So any like change, like water evaporating, your salinity is going to jump higher, faster.
It is. And that's why a lot of people do add like the XP Aqua ATO onto it, because it does make it easier than trying to make sure once or twice a day you're adding just a little bit of fresh water, so you don't have your salinity kind of going up and down like that regularly, which will happen.
We got frog. I gotta love.
Every way he tries to say the name.
I love these YouTube names. We got Froglick28.
Whoa!
Says my 20-gallon all-in-one comes tomorrow. He's excited, or she's excited. Don't know which. I'm excited, but your stands are crazy expensive. Well, that's to each their own, right?
Have you ever seen them though? You get, it's true hardwood, soft close hinges. Yeah, it's, you know, it's truly a good high quality stand. It's not MDF that's going to fall apart.
That's the number
it's not
one.
Cheap. You get what you pay for when it comes to cabinetry. So it's not suited for everybody, and that's the great thing about a cube, is you don't have to buy it with a cabinet, and you can put it on
we actually have a lot
else.
of people that have cube 20s or 10s that make their own cabinet.
Yeah, or use
so
a
that's an
table or a
option too,
dresser or something. Perfectly doable.
But the one thing that she said, which is very important, is we don't use MDF in anything. So it's all hardwood, laminated hardwood, so it's high quality stuff. What else we got?
Yeah, Evan says it's a better stand that lasts, not junk. Thank you,
There you
Evan.
go.
That is correct. I don't have, oh, yep, and Jess even made a good point, because we did this, I think, in the cube battle ones, and also she's doing it currently with her 20 cube, is a little clear 6 tank that we have. Fits perfect in the cabinet of a 20-gallon for your ATO reservoir. It slides right in. We did it on the cube ones. Jess is doing it on hers. It is a perfect fit. Throw the XP Aqua on there. Done. A full water box setup, and it's beautiful.
I didn't even know about that. Well, thank you guys for joining us. Again, we're live every Wednesday at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm Rich. This is Jess.
We need to make one quick announcement, though. The website. Yes. Okay. So,
There's a lot of indecision.
no?
Yeah. No, go ahead. Go ahead, Jess. Give them the announcement. We got a new website that is launching on Friday, so keep an eye out. It's going to
be down for maintenance tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so our website will be down for maintenance part of tomorrow, and we have a new website launching on Friday. So if you go there tomorrow and it's down, don't be worried. Brand new website.
Coming
for Friday.
Yep.
All right. Now you can finish
All
that
right.
up.
Thank you for watching, you guys. One of these days we'll get it together.
And
it's
we'll
all
see
good.
you next week.